Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the Hypermine Vanilla server. And yes, today we are over at the Guardian Farm yet again. I think some people are kind of excited for this. Yeah, calm yourselves down. Calm, be calm. Are you calm? Do you feel calm? Good. I put on my calming voice. So I've had quite a time of it with this farm. At the beginning of the week, I started working to carry on from where we left off. Torbray, one of the newer guys, came over and helped me. And now, let me see if I do this, and if I you see my FPS there, 69, 70. If I go over here, does it increase? Normally I get quite a bit there. It's not entirely representative. According to DxTory, I'm getting 70 or 80. I guess that's because I'm recording. If I turn around, feel it tank, 26. Oh, 27, 25 FPS. You can feel it. You can really feel the FPS hit. It is fierce. Now the thing is, I turn this way, 100, 102. Yeah, when I designed this farm in creative, I used fence posts and fence gates even. And fence gates are easy to put down in creative because you can use a fill command. Bada boom, bada bing, big pads of fence gates. Also, they don't cost you anything in creative. In survival, signposts are a lot cheaper. If I showed you the massive number of chests of wood in the last episode, all of this is full, all of this is full, I would need twice as much wood to do my design I wanted to do with fence gates. So I decided to use signs. I completely forgot that signs as a tile entity and Minecraft as a game that is not particularly well programmed in some respects. There's a whole load of lag, a whole enormous amount of lag. I'm going to drop off all that string and sticks, which we can discuss in a bit. Yeah, there's a whole load of lag that's involved. So yeah, I am going to be removing removing all of these. Yeah. And basically, we're going to have to use fence gates. However, to kind of combine with this nasty discovery or rediscovery of signpost FPS issues, it made me look a bit closer at the design we're doing in as a whole. I might roll with the fence gates here, the signposts here. We'll see how much of a FPS drain it is. But yeah, these are going because this is it's too much. It's just like create a load of entities on the floor. Yeah, it made me really look at how my farm design, basically how I was designing it, and look into things closer. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take you... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Obviously, I'm going to take you into a creative world, a few creative worlds possibly. I'm going to go through some of my design thoughts and how they have changed. I've basically spent the week like going back and forth on the design and changing it reasonably significantly. In fact, very significantly. And basically, yeah, it's going to be better for it. So yeah, what we're going to do is I will cut here, and yeah, we'll come back in a creative world and I'll show you some stuff and things. See you in a moment. Okay, right. So let's have a look at these designs that I went through. And, you know, I'd like to mention that the reason we're going through these, the FPS, is because, yeah, I really doubt I'll get the farm finished in this episode. I've spent all week doing design work, and also work has been horrible, still horrible. And I must admit, I've actually taken a little bit of time out of Minecraft to stream. Drax put me onto Beam. I know I have a Twitch account, but Drax is convinced that Beam.pro is the next big hotness in streaming, and you know, I gave it a go. It was very easy to set up, so I'll try and put my Beam account in the description. I really don't know if that's going to be a permanent home for me or whether I'll go back to Twitch. It really depends how Beam takes off, but it does seem very nice, really interactive because of a very low chat delay, like 3 seconds or something. So that's really awesome. So if you want to see me play stuff on there with Facecam, then yeah, I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, so I don't think I'm going to get the farm finished, and I want to show you that I've done quite a few things. So this was the original farm design, and this is, I'm talking from weeks ago. And basically the idea was originally, let's get inside here. Originally the idea was that we'd have portals and very slim, originally just one wide water gaps, but then I went for 2 wide, figuring they'd spawn here or here and pretty much instantaneously go into a portal. And at that point is when I started thinking, well, I'm going to need to be able to turn these portals on and off, or dispense the water in and out. And I decided to go with like a design to turn them on and off. I found that the Guardians would idle in the water and actually just drift slowly down and ponk down here, and not actually go into the portal. A good number would, but I figured, I can improve efficiency here by having some more portals down below, because they're like max height, because Guardians can't idle if they're out of water. They bounce around like this. It doesn't matter how far away you are, they will bounce around like this. So at this point, they're almost instantaneously jumping into a portal. And that was great. And then I thought to myself, well, really, is this up here doing much more than wasting a lot of obsidian I'm going to put off the farm? Because that is an enormous amount of obsidian to do it this way. So I decided to redesign it. And if you want to see all these portals switch on and then off, tough. There's not much to see, to be honest, because it's all underwater. So yeah, let's go to the next world, and I'll show you the design that I came up with next. Okay, right, so what I thought was, let's cut out all the big portals. We'll have our little, shorter portals down here, maybe slightly wider spacing as well. And feel the FPS drop. And what I thought, this was the idea I had, was that we would have planes of water, two blocks high, because guardians need 2 blocks of water to spawn in. They spawn in this block, but they need a water block above them as well in order to spawn. And then what would happen is they would fall. They would, as soon as they hit the bottom there, they fall. That means they can't swim back up, but also imparts a little bit of velocity, and then they'll fall and they'll fall and they'll fall and fall and fall and fall a lot quicker than if this is a full solid tank of water, and they'll drop down and boom, boom, boom into there. Ignore the fact that these portals are quite weirdly positioned. There was an idea that while the portals were off, these bits could act as kind of collectors for an AFK system, but that didn't really work because the Guardians just jump over like this. But yeah, this was the design that we were going to do on the server, or I was going to do on the server, and it is very fast. However, when I realised I'm not going to be able to use signs, and I'm going to have to use fence gates, because, well, when I first noticed the sign FPS drop, I actually copied this world and replaced all the fence gates with signs, and basically got about 5 FPS. Just sat like in a corner here. I mean, you do get a drop with all of these fence gates as you kind of move along. I assume that's to do with the way it's rendering them in. But yeah, an immensely more performance-heavy design using signs. Just unworkable. So, I'm thinking, oh goodness, I'm going to need twice as much wood. Maybe I can start with half of the farm. And for whatever reason, I decided to actually start looking into a bit more the Guardian mechanics. And I basically designed this farm like this. When I designed it, when I redesigned it from the last one, where the idea was they were going to instantly get caught in portals as they spawned, which it turns out isn't how it quite how it works. If they idle, they don't go through the portal. When I went for this, I kind of had in my head that a particular behavior had been patched. And I'll show you this behavior that I thought was patched. Grab a bucket of water. The behavior that I thought had been patched was this. If you have downward flowing water, and there are blocks next to the water, I for some reason, I thought I need to... Let's just turn the mob spawning off, otherwise bad things might happen to this world. Game rule: do mob, do mob, do mob. Spawning false, and difficulty 3. Right, so I thought that this here, where they just drop down and cannot get back out, like he will never, he won't go anywhere. He can't go anywhere. I thought that had been patched. Now maybe it's going to be patched, but I thought it was patched now. And you see that? You see that there? Now, realistically, they wouldn't spawn in this top block here where they move a bit slower because it's not got a block of water above it. Quickly moves down like that. That basically, without that, this farm kind of makes sense. But with it, this farm suddenly becomes a lot more nonsensical. So when I discovered that was still a thing in the game, that prompted me really to go back and reinvestigate how I'm designing this and how I'm building it. So I decided that what I was going to do is redesign it and take advantage of this mechanic. And basically what we want is a spawning area where we can have a block next to every single water thing. Now I know the pattern already to make this the most efficient, because I've used this pattern weirdly in strip mining to reveal every block. If you imagine each piece of glass is a hole, so the pattern is you have a block and then 4 block, 1 2 3 4 block, like that, and then you offset that by 2 on the next row. So that there, and you keep offsetting it by 2 on each row. So let's jump into another world and have a look at this. Okay, right, so this is pretty much the final design. Basically, so that piece of information that I told you about in the last clip, that actually came from watching a tutorial for a pretty epic looking Guardian farm by a guy called Alunofa 20 Games. Little-ish channel. It's about 1,000 subs, but he's got a really nice Guardian farm design. It's not for items. It's amazingly fast. Mine is not going to be as fast. It's not going to be able to compete with 100,000 drops an hour, because of the whole nether inclusion of the nether thing. However, you may notice this thing is actually a lot shorter, which raises the intriguing possibility of putting another one of these cells up here and some sort of shallow killing and collection area above it. So you could have 2 Guardian farms. But he also, the other piece of information I learned from watching his video, and apparently he had someone look into the code to confirm this. If you deny sky access, and this is not about light, this is just about seeing the sky above there. What I've done there by taking that block away is I've decreased, like I've halved or something, the spawn rate in those blocks of water for Guardians. Doubled it. half double. So yeah, how crazy is that? That's properly crazy. If we have a look, you can see in there that I've used the design, and I worked this out, and this gives us the maximum number of spawning spaces for the area. This is slightly different than that guy's the I can't say his name easily, Alonafa. His pattern was different to mine, which was again different. He goes on about a pattern of Doc M's, that his is better than, and this one is better than his, I believe, because according to the calculations I did, it gives you more air spaces. But his is pretty good. It's not a massive of a farm this size, something like 50 extra spaces per layer, something like that, which is, it's nice. I don't know if I'm going to use glowstone in the actual design. I can't remember if he does his out of glowstone, but I can't remember if there's an advantage to that. I might have to go and recheck that. But this is basically what we're going to be doing. So the Guardians spawn in here. They drop down here. I never did explain this, and I will do so. Then there's a gap to the top of the portal. And the reason for that is I do not want Guardians dropping down If the water comes down to the top of the portal, any guardians that land on top of the portal could just sit there forever. So there's a gap which is 2.5 blocks tall. Thanks for Torbray for confirming that is tall enough. They can't, when they land here, they can't jump back up into the water, basically. So they're going to skip off. They're going to fall through here, and this is just to break their fall, because I don't want them taking loads of uneven damage as they go into the portals. It's never going to be exact, but I'd like them to be roughly similar damages to each other as they go through the portals. This works really well. It is easily as fast as my other design, the big one, if not faster. I suspect this is actually significantly faster. So woo, in the water. So yeah, I really wanted to show you that I've been busy. I mean, there's a whole slew of worlds that I have not shown you. That basically has been me redesigning and refining the redesign. And this is pretty rough. Basically, it's really proof of concept stuff that you're looking at here, all built through pretty much exclusively through the use of fill commands. Hence the reason why there's a gravity block on top of here, because I wanted to get rid of all I filled the water in with a fill command, and then I filled sand in on top so it would drop down and land. And yeah, anyway, there's one final thing I want to talk about with this design, and that is I will possibly, and this is why I had all those sticks and string on me, I will possibly, if I'm feeling brave, design this so that I can empty this spawn chamber. Basically, the water will be put out by dispensers and then sucked back up if I want to. Now, what that does mean is that for some reason there are sand blocks there. That shouldn't be a thing. What that does mean is that all of our hard work making the portals switchable kind of doesn't. It's nice to be able to do it, but it kind of doesn't really make it matter if we make the water switchable. Because the idea was, originally, the reason I wanted the portal switchable was because it would be impossible to drain the tanks of those previous designs, especially the one with the layers, water fence gate. You couldn't drain the water out. So the only way to stop the farm would be to stop them being able to go anywhere and let the mob cap naturally stop the farm. You'd get like 80 guardians bouncing around and they wouldn't be able to go anywhere and no more would spawn. But with this design, it is very, very possible to do it so that you can remove the water and stop the spawning that way. And that is almost definitely what I'm going to do, depending on if I wimp out. Seems I already have the mechanism for turning the portals on and off in place. But the thing is, if I just use the portal mechanism, we can't ever fit another farm on top. If we make the water switchable, then we might be able to squeeze in another farm on top. Not a repeat of this one, but one that drops them through lava blades or something like that. Phone buzzing. So yeah, that is a thing. And we're now at 24 minutes, basically just describing to you what I've been doing. So yeah, that is basically it. I could show you the super impressive site on the nether end, but I wanted to show you this because I didn't want to leave you hanging on and teasing you forever. However, I am going to tease you with the nether end because you will it is quite a sight when this thing runs. In the time that it takes for a cart to get from there to there and back again, it generates quite an amazing site on the nether end. So yeah, I am now, we're now at 25 minutes and it's quite late on a Thursday night, and I'd like to kind of get this episode out to you because we are resetting our modded Minecraft map. We are switching over to Resonant Rise, a customized pack. I will be doing a tutorial on how to get the pack for yourselves shortly after we go live. I'm not going to really be around to join the guides when they start, most likely, but maybe I might be able to duck in a little bit. But I do really want to get on and record on that server. I'm going to be stopping the Sky Factory series in favor of that because I really don't have time to do both, and I really want to get on that's it's almost a return to the roots of the Hypermine thing. I'm going to be doing a proper let's play on there, none of this world tour stuff, because that never really worked out on the mod source pack, and then mod source became broken. So I want a proper let's play, proper modded let's play coming. So yeah, I'm going to do a lot of the build for this in downtime and unrecorded. So you've seen where we're going with this. I'm really going to get on with it between now and the next episode. Maybe it'll have to skip over the next episode and we'll come back to it an episode after. Depends how long it takes me. But that is what we're going for. As an XP farm, I believe this is going to be the fastest XP farm for a single one-shot, wham bam, thank you ma'am, XP farm. I can't believe I just said that. Because it literally, you can throw a potion at guardians and kill them all, and then just stand there and suck up XP, and it is a serious amount of XP that you get. So that is really all we've got time for today. I am going to call it here, actually. In fact, let's jump quickly onto the server. Hey, boom. Do. Here we go. Is Al still on? Al's still on. I got rid of all the signs. We're going to do it properly. And I'm going to have to put down blocks to put all the fence posts on, fence gates on, and then we're going to need stuff above that. In fact, if I take these slabs away, no, because this is a slime chunk, we'll get slimes on top, so I need the slabs. But so we'll get our second row of fence gates, and then our 5 tall spawning thing. Oh look, there's where the signs were going to be, the levels of signs. And I'll get on with that off camera. So hopefully either next episode or maybe the episode after that, depending on how long it takes me, I will be able to show you that farm and we'll be able to test it together, get it running, start working out the nether side. I'm just going to do all the overworld kind of stuff and things, and then we'll work out the nether side stuff together. Okay, so I'm sorry for the lack of real world progress, but until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Bye.